On today's video, we're going to talk about some of the unique things about Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Hey there, outdoor YouTubers. It's Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. And I had gotten some questions from one of my subscribers kind of asking about the uniqueness of the UP, and I thought I'd go ahead and answer those questions here on this video. And the question comes from Frady Bear 15, and Frady Bear 15 just starts off by saying, "Hey, Knetter's Practical Outdoors, I really enjoyed your buying a game camera video. You did a real goob job on that video." And I think Frady Bear 15 meant to say I did a good job on the video, not a goob job. I think that's just a typo. Anyway, so that's just what I'm going with, that Frady Bear 15 did say that I did a good job on the video. So anyways, yeah. So thanks, Frady Bear 15. I appreciate the kind words about the video. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And then Frady Bear 15 goes on to say, "You made it sound like you have a lot of bears in the UP. If I were to visit the UP, do you think I would get bit by a bear?" No, that almost never happens. I wouldn't worry about it at all. We have a lot of bears up here. The chances of you even seeing a bear are pretty rare. They're kind of standoffish pretty much most of the time. So no, come up to the UP, visit the UP. Do not worry about being bit by a bear. And then Frady Bear 15 goes on to ask, what are some of the other unique things about Michigan's Upper Peninsula, or like we like to call it, the UP? Well, there's quite a few things, but one of them that kind of stands out in my mind, I guess, Frady Bear 15, is that we're really into our deer hunting up here, right? And before you guys jump all over me, I know there's other areas of the country that are really into deer hunting too. I'm not around the rest of the country, but I know that to be true, right? I know you Wisconsin guys, you Illinois guys, Pennsylvania, Texas, a bunch of other states that I haven't even mentioned. I know you guys are into your deer hunting too. But one thing that might separate us a little bit is, for example, I was traveling through the UP last summer, and we were going through this town, and right out on Main Street, middle of July, there were these really nice permanent deer blinds for sale. Right out on Main Street, these nice wooden permanent deer blinds for sale. And so, that might be a little different than the areas you guys are from. I don't know. I also know, maybe you guys are saying, hey, that's nothing. We're always selling permanent wooden deer blinds out on Main Street, middle of July, where I'm from too. We're into our deer hunting, and that could be true. I don't know. But we actually had, up here in the UP, Colonel Sanders was actually selling these deer blinds. Right? Colonel Sanders from Kentucky Fried Chicken, he was actually selling these deer blinds up here. And, I know there's been a lot of different actors portraying Colonel Sanders in the KFC commercials. And I think the one that we had up here, I think it was Norm Macdonald. So that's good that Norm Macdonald is getting, he's still getting work, as Colonel Sanders. And hey, maybe you guys out there are saying, oh, that's nothing, Where I'm from, we're into deer hunting. We're selling permanent wooden deer blinds on Main Street in the middle of July. We got Colonel Sanders or some other celebrities, selling our deer blinds too, So, hey, maybe that is pretty common. I really don't know. I don't get around everywhere else to really know. But here is one thing that I do think is a little unique to the UP, right? I know other areas of the country are really into their deer hunting. I know maybe other areas of the country, maybe you guys sell deer blinds middle of July on Main Street. Maybe you got one of the better Colonel Sanders, selling those deer blinds, where you're from. So I know other areas, you're into your deer hunting too. But the thing that I think is kind of unique about the UP for sure is that we're really into the deer hunting here. And we don't have hardly any deer, you know. I think that's kind of unique. I think a lot of you guys out there that are, you know, saying, hey, we're really into our deer hunting in my part of the country too. I bet you guys probably got a lot of deer. You know, we don't even have hardly any deer up here. So, you know, maybe that's something that's kind of a little unique to the UP, that we're super into our deer hunting, and we don't hardly have any deer up here. You know, another difference, you know, between the UP and maybe some other areas of the country are, you know, we get a lot of snow up here, right? Especially the northern half. We get a lot of lake effect snow coming off Lake Superior. And really, that's part of the reason why we don't have that many deer up here, is because of the snow. But anyway, so we get a lot of snow up here. We have pretty long winters. And so our road crews, you know, the snowplow drivers and stuff, so they put out a lot of salt on the roads, you know, and I know that's not that unique, right? I know other areas of the country, you know, put down salt to kind of combat the snow and ice on the roads. But I think because of the length of our winters and the severity of our winters, I think we use a lot more road salt than a lot of other areas of the country, probably most other areas of the country. And I say this because, you know, last winter, me and my wife, we were traveling out of the UP, we were traveling south out of the UP, visiting relatives, and we were on our way home, and we got pulled over by a police officer. And, you know, he comes up to the vehicle, and he says, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, you know, no, sir, I do not, you know. And you know, and I called him sir, you know, you show respect for law enforcement, right? You know, they got a tough job. And I said, no, sir, I do not know why you pulled me over. He's like, well, it's this suspicious substance all over the outside of your vehicle. And I was like, oh, sir, that's just road salt. I'm from Michigan's Upper Peninsula. We were down here visiting relatives. We're traveling back up to the UP right now. And that's just road salt, you know, from the UP roads. And I still don't think he really believed me, because he's like, mister, I've seen road salt on cars before. I've never seen this much, though. So I don't know if he thought, like, it was some kind of, you know, if we had some kind of, like, cocaine meth lab explosion or something. I really don't know what he thought it was. But he was pretty surprised at the amount of road salt on our vehicle, right? So, but again, you know, I think he was maybe still a little suspicious. So he's kind of looking around, and you know, he's looking in the back seat, and he's like, well, what's this suspicious stuff on the back seat? And I was like, wait, you mean the booster seat? That's just a little seat for small people. He's like, no, I don't mean the booster seat. I mean, what's up with this rope, ski mask, and duct tape you got on the back seat? I was like, oh, that's just emergency roadside stuff. I said, all us Yoopers, you know, keep that in our cars, you know. And he's like, well, really? A rope, ski mask, and duct tape? You know, you're going to have like an emergency abduction of somebody? It's like, no, sir, nothing like that. I said, really? It's common. I said, everybody in the UP has a rope, ski mask, and duct tape in their car. I said, it's just like having a spare tire or a flashlight or something, you know. And I don't know if he really, you know, bought all that or not, or believed me, but, you know, he did let me kind of go on my way, right? So I told my wife, I said, hey, put your jacket on top of the rope, ski mask, and duct tape, so we don't have any more issues there. And we're pulling into the first car wash we come to. And we did. You know, we got the Suburban all cleaned up, you know, so we wouldn't raise suspicion anymore. And so, you know, a couple hours later, we're back in the UP. We're probably 30 miles from home. And I get pulled over again. I was like, what is going on today? And the police officer comes up to the vehicle. And, you know, he's like, do you know why I pulled you over today, sir? And I was like, no, sir, I do not know why you pulled me over. He's like, well, your vehicle looks a little out of place, looks a little suspicious to me. And I was like, why? He's like, well, where are you from? I said, I'm from the UP. I'm 30 miles from home right now. We're heading back from a trip. We're heading back home. He's like, well, you don't look like you're from the UP. There's no road salt on your car. I was like, oh, hey, yeah, we just washed it a few hours ago. That's why there's no road salt on it. And, I don't know if you really believe me or not. He's like, so he's looking around too. He's like, oh, so you say you're from the UP, hey? I was like, yeah, we're 30 miles from home right now. And so he's kind of looking around, he's looking in the back seat, and he's like, well, if you're from the UP, where's your rope, ski mask, and duct tape? I was like, oh, hey. I smiled, I laughed, and I was like, hey, sir, with your permission, it's underneath that jacket. I will lift up that jacket and show you. He's like, go ahead, slowly. So I reached back, I lifted the jacket up. There he could see, the rope, ski mask, and duct tape. And he just kind of nodded at me, smiled, and told me to have a safe trip home. And, so there's some more differences, kind of between the UP and other areas of the country. But, I'd like to thank Frady Bear 15 for sending in that question. And, and you other outdoor YouTubers out there, keep the questions coming in. And, hey, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. This is Dave Knetter from Knetter's Practical Outdoors. Hey, thanks for watching and God bless.